Hey, this is AJ, here in the foyer of Fort Remote Rock. This is my entry to the Just About Autumn exhibit in 2 Point Museum. So being that I grew up in a desert where seasons are, well, a lie, autumn to me is much more about the confusing oscillation between a state of delight in one's abundance and a dread of forthcoming loss and decay. Pumpkins are Mesoamerican to begin with, so I hope you won't get hung up on the arid color palette as we dive in. Few places better capture the essence of this than Fort Remote Rock, 2 Point County's one and only historic military installation. Here within, a defense force was refined for a war which never came. Drills and rituals there taught slowly but surely, themselves becoming a matter of revelous success, a mere delight in the categorical syllogism which defined oneself as ready to fight and die for a country which no longer shared your character against an enemy that didn't materially exist. We'll dive straight into the courtyard, where guests are delighted by cartoonish facsimiles of a hell on earth, besides the bones of those that didn't make it. Next up, we're seeing the Army/Navy Barracks. I'm just adjust my camera a little bit, just away. Yep, here we got the Army and the Navy Barracks. We'd wondered what the Navy might be doing in a remote desert plateau, but I'll have you know that they are the first defense against digital piracy. Scooting along, we'll go take a look at those Army Barracks. In our Army Barracks, guests dive deep into the lore of the lives lived by these time-bound military LARPers. While the pressures of living up to standard are well documented, our historians have found great difficulty in identifying the soldiers by their names. We have some remnants, some speculation of the wooden fellows that were carved away into ideal soldiers, led by ghastly figures of authority, but one particular advent has especially haunted historians. Let's see here, let me get my notes up. To this day, yes, researchers are haunted by a census account of a soldier named P. Honessa, who died in a horrific telegram-related incident. As yet, history has no answer for, but who was phoned? Indeed. Alright. Heading out over into the Ramparts, we're going to see some of the modern installations to Fort Remote Rock. What do we got here? Yes, with the modern advances in wars, the value of a wall fort falls dramatically to modern artillery and aerial bombardment, meaning the walls themselves of Fort Remote Rock, if you've seen them, started to take on new characters. Started to see that they were used as barracks, as we see here with the quarters for, what do we got here? Yes, the chair force, right up next to the monster MASH unit. Now, honestly, it's really just a matter of absolutely ingenious central planning here. You've got your chair force, you've got your monster MASH unit right next to each other, so you've got your medevac team, and just as quickly as they are out of their sheets, they have their rescue into surgery or into the ground. It's just the perfect use of space you could ever see. Continuing along the Ramparts, we're eventually going to get to, it just takes my breath away, the Tomb of the Unknown exhibit. Yes, it's just a thoughtful monument to all of these sub-pristine exhibits that lost their lives in the war against the analysis room. Hundreds, thousands of unknown exhibits chucked in there for perks that are barely valued. It truly is an aspect of the times. Moving along, we're eventually going to find ourselves at the Arc du Remplir, the filler arc, because I was running out of ideas of terrible military puns to be making, so I did this. It's like, why not? Why not just have a beach episode? That'll eat up some time and get us around the corner. But what surely stuck out the most in these ramparts are, well, the pillars. See them everywhere, the pillars. Indeed, dotting the ramparts up and down are these strange communication installations, simply known as the pillars. Having invited the minds of electrical engineering to assist in inducing the means and their ends, more questions are found than answers. The rank and file could not communicate into the pillars, nulling the hypothesis the system could be used to relay observable threats on the horizon to any central authority. It's just looking out there. What threats are out there? What are they going to talk about? That tree right there moved weird. All right. Well, if it did, there's no one they can tell, because that's not how the pillars worked. Indeed, all the wiring says that the pillars would relay messages from a central authority into the ramparts, but that just makes things all the weirder, because just to look at the acoustics of Fort Remote Rock and the mechanics of these pillars, it's really well deduced that it would only take 4 pillars, maybe 8 for sake of redundancy, at each of these corners to relay a message solidly to everywhere within the compound. This leaves experts confounded as to why the ramparts sport this magnificent 18 installations. All that lingers are base conjectures which teeter between delighting in the excess of ever-readiness and the dread of the nuclear option, that the system could be used to simultaneously deafen everyone within. This has been AJ, hey, saying to you in this, the spooky season, do be thankful for what you have.